Well, FCC fans, there's no sugarcoating it. That was terrible. That was objectively bad. FC Cincinnati fall to the Columbus Crew 4-0 up in lower.com. Second match of round one. There will be a third match this coming Saturday, November 8th at noon. But man, oh man, that was an opportunity blown by FC Cincinnati to, for once and for all dispatch the Columbus Crew, but they couldn't do it. And we'll get into those thoughts. I have dropped the StreamYard link. It's a special show tonight. This is not our main podcast show, but this is a special show. If you want to come in and voice your thoughts and opinions on the match, there is a direct link to come on the show tonight. So check that out in the description, wherever you are on Facebook, YouTube, or on X. So I'll go ahead and introduce my co-host. I got Jason Ashcraft. Jason, how are you doing tonight?
Would have been a lot better if, we were talking about a win instead of an absolute embarrassing drubbing in front of a bunch of divorced dads with a recycled TIFO tonight.
That was pretty whack. Putting out the same TIFO as we've seen before.
Hold on. So sorry, but we put out our fans are great. FC Cincinnati fans are great. And the people, the Forge, I think is what it's called, that does all the work on our TIFOs.
Yes.
Works really hard to come up with TIFOs and the designs. And they, for their prep for our first round game, there were 3 weeks of them talking about coming out and painting and doing all that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you had these dorks from that giant suburb up 71 who got on X or whatever that rotting husk of that app is and talked about how, our TIFO was an AI design. It was AI generated. The most and I'm a huge dork, but so when I call you a dork, you're deep into dorkdom. And they were all over that app saying, "Oh, it's AI generated," because they have no idea what creativity is.
Correct. Yeah.
And Columbus only does two things: they recycle their TIFOs, or they do Goosebumps. Because other than Ohio State, Goosebumps is the only thing that's ever come out of that gigantic suburb. And then they go and recycle. Come on, Anthony Precourt was on to something, guys. That's all I got.
Bush League. It was a Bush League move. Jose
couldn't even sell out either.
No. Jose, welcome to the show, man. How you feeling tonight?
Well, this is a family show, so I won't say how exactly I'm feeling, but I will tell you that fortunately my wife was not here because she's on vacation with her girlfriend. She takes an annual vacation. She's in Cancun enjoying the sun and the beach. And it's fortunate because she missed quite the rant from me in that first half. I mean, this was embarrassing. If we took the drubbing in Philadelphia or Miami, okay, I still wouldn't have liked it. But it says, okay, they're showing why they're some of the favorites in league. Vancouver, San Diego. I would have gotten that kind of. But this was Columbus. What is it? What, seventh place in the Eastern Conference, I believe?
Yep.
And we took a drubbing. I mean, it's a drubbing, a humiliating drubbing. There was no imagination, no sense of urgency, no intensity, there was nothing there. And the best thing that could have happened in this game is that the game ended. The worst is everybody, including, by the way, the coaching staff. And I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly, Jose. From the moment jump, it was pretty flat the whole game. And like you said, we'll get into that and kind of the implications of that and what we've seen from this group in the past. Just to recap the match, Columbus gets the opening goal off of a play where Diego Rossi in the 33rd minute was able to get past Alvis Powell there and was able to find Arston out there and put it in the back of the net. In the 38th minute, Kubo gets sent off with a red card from I don't know if it was a dog zone. It was straight red, wasn't it? It wasn't second yellow. And
That's what the
so,
broadcasters say. That was straight.
Yeah, it would have been a straight red regardless.
Either way, Kubo, careless challenge there, trying to make up for the lost ground, and gets sent off. Columbus Crew get a set piece right at the edge of the box. Campos steps to it, and most predictable shot, free kick shot from outside of the box I have seen in a long time. Unfortunately, it looked like FC Cincinnati's wall just was not prepared for the shot. I don't know, disinterested in it, but goes right over the wall's head and into the net. So Columbus 2-0 lead going into the half with man advantage, and Columbus just laid it on there in the 65th minute and the 69th minute. FC Cincinnati did make quite a few adjustments there at halftime, but ultimately it wasn't enough to really deter Columbus in any way from the pressure they were putting on us. Let's go back to the opening goal. What did you guys see there? Jason, did you like the I know there was a lot of concern early with how Alvis Powell was defending. What were your thoughts on how that opening goal took place?
My thoughts were, I think Alvis Powell needs to have a really long conversation with whoever set up his cleats for this match. It looked like he had butter spread on his feet tonight. When I saw the lineup, this is on my own fault for not paying attention, but I didn't know Hagelin had picked up a knock. And as much as I love Alvis is good in certain situations, and that is like coming in as a sub, somebody to show up to kind of see out the match, somebody to get forward.
Yep.
At center back, always a little iffy. And when Columbus took advantage, they took advantage of a nice breakaway. Alvis couldn't get his footing and couldn't even make a foul in that situation. That wasn't the goal that made me the maddest of the night, but it really was kind of disappointing to see, how quickly FC Cincinnati could give up the ball and how quickly Columbus was able to strike. And they were going at Powell that entire first 15 minutes of the first half. They really took advantage of that mismatch.
And I think part of that, Jose, I'll go to you on this. I think part of that was the way the match started. First 15 minutes, I think they were at 80% possession. Columbus. It looked like we were standing around expecting to get the ball, but not really making the attempt to. We definitely didn't press at all.
And we saw that. I mean, in those first 15, 20 minutes, I was thinking, okay, they're withstanding the pressure, but they're making some breakaways. They're having to recover. I mean, Miles had to recover, I think, a couple of times. Okay, that's good. It says, but there was a pattern that was emerging. It said they were going after Powell, and they were starting to beat that line. And I was getting nervous in that there's something needs to change here. Is the midfield not holding? Are they just, like you said, just kind of standing around and say, okay, I'll get the ball when they get it to me? And I was just seeing that a breakdown was coming. I was hoping against hope, by the way. Okay, if they can take this for 15, 20 minutes, and maybe they'll settle down. We can start making some plays and start creating opportunities. But the breakdowns kept happening until that one. And yes, I mean, I don't know what the heck was going on with Powell's cleats. Maybe it was how it was set up. But again, I've never seen Powell, by the way, as a starter on this team. I think it's a very good sub coming in. I've never seen him as a starter, so I was getting a little nervous in the beginning. But again, as they withstood the pressure, okay, maybe we can get out of this, but then it just all fell apart. And now we've lost Justin.
Oh, no. Well, if you're in the chat, let me add Justin back. Good thing I'm set up as an administrator.
Yeah.
Always. Those little buttons on the side of the mouse are the most frustrating buttons on planet Earth. No, but I was going to come in off of that. That's something that we haven't seen in a while. I remember
Correct.
2 years ago, it was like
Yeah.
2022, 2023.
Oh, 22, yeah.
Was horrible. It was like every match we had players slipping and sliding all up and down the field. But my point on that, I know there were some comments about the pitch condition. It didn't seem to affect Columbus whatsoever.
Mhm.
So, you got to be able to get that right, get out there and training, those walk-arounds and stuff like that, and select the right cleats, because clearly something was off there. And then, Kubo got the yellow card in the 7th minute from being kind of out of position and having to make a foul to save what would be a lead up to a goal scoring opportunity. And then again in the 38th minute, same thing. What did you guys see in that situation?
First of all, was Engel really too injured to start this match on the left? That's one of my biggest questions, because as much as I love Yuya Kubo, he is not a left wing back. That is not his position.
No.
He has always been a defensive liability in that position. He is a midfield wing striker. Plug him in there. The first yellow, I think it was deserved. I mean, he made a stupid foul that probably should have been a yellow. But then, man, you got to understand that you're on a yellow. You can't make that second yellow card. There are ways of breaking up the play without doing a dog so. I mean, you just disappointing all around.
Yeah,
and again,
you're in the 38th minute. Sorry, Jose, but you're in the 38th minute. You go down a goal, and you go down 2 goals in that situation. It's not the end of the world. You need to be there at least in the selection for the next match, and you need to be able to play with 10 men, make a proper adjustment to what's going on, because Columbus was all over us at that point. Go ahead, Jose.
And we have seen teams who go down 1 against us, and they play better.
Yeah.
So at this team, and we've seen it time and time again, they go up 1 man, and it's like not much changes. They go down 1, and everything changes. I mean, we saw it again. I think it was against Charlotte at TQL. We went down, and they immediately scored. We go to 1 down here, and they wipe us out. So, like you said, teams are able to adjust when you have less than the other team. But for whatever reasons, we seem to struggle here. And yes, Kubo made a really dumb mistake on that second yellow, and you're already playing on 1. What does the midfield have to do then? Go back to that. What does the midfield have to do to make sure that there aren't those breakaways? I saw more space now created in the midfield in this game that I had seen in a long time, by the way, going back to 2022. What happened? I don't know. Is it the absence of Anunga or Obi? I mean, Giri was playing well up till now, but all of a sudden these big spaces were being created in the midfield. So, well, what happened? Was it a tactical setup? Was it just that Columbus was playing with more intensity and we weren't? I don't know.
It's difficult to measure. It looks like John on here says we did not look like we were prepared for this match. Looked nervy on the ball, unsure of what to do with it. So many turnovers early. What the heck was our game plan to start?
Yep. Yeah.
Jason, what do you think our game plan was?
Man, I've been trying to figure out the team's game plan all season. And I don't want to say that this is a phone charger, but this is the plug for my hot seat right now. But the thing is, I think the thing that ticks me off the most about this match is you have a team that has spent $28 million between Kevin Denke and Evander. I think we've got Brenner on a loan right now, so we didn't really have to pay a transfer.
Real low. Real low.
Yeah, but $28 million between those two. And they've played well. They have both played well.
Yes, absolutely.
Most of the season, Evander was an MVP candidate. Denke, despite being hurt, has double-digit goals. You've spent $28 million on that. However, this is a team that has consistently struggled to score more than 1 goal on numerous occasions. I don't have the stats in front of me, but when they go down, I can't remember how many games have been a comeback win this year. Maybe can count on one hand.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest. But
Exactly.
last year was different. Last year was different. They would go down, they come back.
Yes. And this team has consistently looked like they have no idea what in the hell they're doing offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a chance to go to Columbus, a team that is worse than you.
Mm-hmm.
Underlying numbers be damned, but they're 7th in the standings. They have lost to really bad teams.
Yeah.
You have a chance to go to Columbus, put this thing away, give yourself 2, maybe 3 weeks of break so you can get everybody healthy and come back. And they looked like it. They looked like a USL League One team out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Playing against I don't know if Pat Noonan is afraid of Wilfred Nancy. I don't know if they go up to Columbus and eat some Jenny's ice cream and get, upset stomach. I don't know if they just get bored being there, but something about the Crew, they just decide, whatever. But this has been a problem all season. And this is why guys, I'm not confident that we win next week.
Neither am I.
After seeing the way they came out today, I don't have confidence that this team is going to be prepared next week. I don't have the confidence that this team is going to be prepared, that even if they make it past next week, they're going to have to play Miami. They're going to have to play maybe Philadelphia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the confidence they can move on.
And guys, and I know that, some across the board, CST and other areas get tired of me saying that this team has not been consistent, doesn't have a killer instinct. I know I've been taken to task.
That's our favorite part about you, Jose. What are you talking about?
But today it showed inconsistency. What was the game plan? Where was the sense of urgency? You're in a playoffs against your arch rival, which you can put away, like you said, and have that 2, maybe 3 weeks of rest. Where was that sense of urgency? Where was that game plan? Where was that killer instinct? Where was that consistency? I mean, we said it 2 shows ago against Montreal. Say, hey, they played well. Okay, Montreal was a bad team. Let's see how they do against Columbus. They played well against Columbus at TQL. I mean, not spectacularly well, but they played well. I mean, all the lines seemed to work well. There was good communication. There were good plays, and we won in the end. And the big 3 came through. This was a completely. I don't know what I was watching. It's so much money invested.
I would go and venture to say that this isn't just this season. This is when there was questions that were brought up, I guess a couple of months ago, about Pat Noonan and his philosophy, and whether or not this is the right. I'm not saying that I don't think anybody's ever been calling for Pat Noonan's head, right? We just need to demand better performances, right? And something
hashtag
that the
demand
fans
better.
Hashtag can.
I mean, and I've said this on the show and other places too. Said, look, Pat is a great coach.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, you got to fire him. No, you don't have to fire him, but you got to put him now in the hot seat. Say, hey, buddy, there's a lot of money invested in this team. And it's not enough to say, well, we were in second place. Yeah, but you can't seem to get us over the hump. And at the end of the day, that's what people want. Okay, take us to the summit. You almost got us there in 2023, and we could argue that there was some bad luck there. Costa not being at 100%. Obi was out. He didn't start that game. Matt Miazga with the Pizzagate thing. So we went in with really half a team in that guy. And we lost, and deservedly so. So you could say, okay, if for that thing 15 minutes later, we would have been in the final. Okay.
Sure.
But 2024, I'm sorry, was, up and down and up and down. You could still argue, okay, a lot of injuries, a lot of rosters, some of the acquisitions just didn't pan out. Okay, fine. But this year, the roster on paper is very deep. Yes, we've had our share of injuries again. Okay, but in general, it's a deep roster. What's going on?
Yeah, for me, it's playing with your food. That's what pisses me off about this. I'm not completely disrespecting Columbus Crew. Obviously,
No.
it's not been
No.
a great season for them. They still have
Mhm.
great pieces,
Yes.
pieces that have hurt FC Cincinnati in the past that have lifted trophies. But
Mhm.
I mean, to me, it's the same mentality as it was last year. I mean, there was times like when we played Chicago and New England last year in 2024 during that horrible, I guess, June, July series. It
Yeah.
was just playing with your food every single match. It was
Mhm.
like we just roll the ball out there and expect to win. And
Mhm.
we're patient on the ball. We don't take risks. We play the ball back passes over and
Oh
over and
god,
over and
constantly,
over.
yes. Oh.
We play completely into the team's hands by getting shuttled out to the outside the channels. I mean, that's what FC Cincinnati does, and we did that last year. We went up there to God knows what stadium that was. I'm not even going to try to pretend. City Field, wherever, Yankee Stadium, and we let NYCFC just bully us all match
Yep,
long.
we
Right?
did, yes.
They won 3-1 up there. We expected, oh, okay, that's game 2. We'll just roll into TQL next week, and everything will be corrected. Well, now you have a Columbus Crew team that is going to be playing with a lot of confidence.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because
Oh,
they already have that confidence anytime they see FC Cincinnati across the pitch, but now they smell blood in the water, and that's what got me concerned.
And the thing is too, and one of you're 100% right. We play with our food, and there's no like urgency to come out and assert your dominance
That's right.
early.
Yes.
And we watched the first half from the local Buffalo Wild Wings, my wife and I, and another person who's a local FCC fan. And I was getting so mad to watch this team. They would make a move forward and then eventually work the ball through the midfield. No one is moving. Everybody's standing around waiting for a pass. No one is trying to find space. No one's trying to create a run. And then eventually they pass it back to Roman and just reset the whole thing. And I can make that excuse last year when you had, God rest his soul,
Angulo.
Lupinza wasn't playing. Lucho was in Lucho mode. You had guys that just weren't feeling it last year. I can excuse it last year.
Mhm.
This year, you've got Evander, you got Denke, you got Brenner, who was not pressing the entire time.
No.
They're just passing around. Columbus, on the other hand, and when you do that, it gives Columbus time to like set. You're not pressing Columbus. They're going to get set, and they're going to be able to swipe the ball from you and get you on the counter. There's never any urgency. And part of me firmly believes that Pat Noonan read Jose Mourinho's book on how to take a talented team and suck all the offense out of them. And maybe his pregame speech is maybe Pat's pregame speech is, I swear, if you try to press or play aggressively, I'm going to run you down with my car after this is over. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it is so frustrating to watch.
Agreed.
Not only as a fan, but as someone who spends over $1,000 a year on season tickets.
Yeah.
To watch that kind of stuff week in and week out when we should be I do not care about the Supporters Shield. I'll freely admit that. But we should be one of those. We should be the team that everybody else is afraid to play.
Yeah.
100%.
And here's the thing. The team is capable because last year, again, injuries, roster rotations, bad acquisitions, all that stuff. Miami comes in, and what do? We kill them. Yes, they didn't have
touchdown
Messi
up on
or
them,
Suarez. Okay. But we were all over these guys. I mean, they were pressing, they were bullying, they were fast, there was something about that game. I don't know what it was. FCC
hold on.
said, we're going to take it to you.
But Busquets was playing center back.
And here's the thing. I mean, when I saw the lineup, there was a famous, what's this called? The spear. I thought, okay, Pat's going for them because they know they got Busquets in the center. They don't have their stars. It's still Miami. They have a very good team, but he wants to take it to them. And he took it to them. They bullied them. They pushed them aside. So they're capable of doing it, but why the hell can't they do it when it counts? Yeah, 6-1, people patting theirs and say, yeah, guys, but, we played a Miami team that was depleted, but, Can't take away from the 6-1 win. Excellent. And we took it to them, and we threw them in their faces, and we pummeled them. Why can't, I mean, they're capable of doing this. I just don't know why they're going to do it every time, every game, especially when it counts.
What has been our best match this season? Most complete match? Would it be the game in Portland?
I'm going to look that up. I mean, we played well. I mean, Portland, we still gave up 2 goals to a team that's not.
Kevin Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably our 3-0 win against Miami, to be honest. And but that's the only team that they get up for, it seems.
I know.
We didn't play well against we got out of Columbus earlier in the year with a draw by the skin of our teeth. That was one of the worst. Oh my God, I hated that match. Yeah. We should have pummeled Columbus in Cincinnati. Gave up, lost 4-2, I think.
4-2.
Did not play well against Philly either time. Like Miami is like the only good MLS team this year that we've really gotten up for and played well against.
Yes.
And I don't know what it is. And you know, I'm not nooning out, but I'm not confident going into next week. And if we lose next week and our season ends with as much talent and offensive firepower that we have, some serious conversations need to be had.
Well, I mean,
they will. They will.
I mean,
they will. Because
Birding and Albright and Lindner are going to have to say, "Hey, we're spending buco bucks here, guys." I mean, really? Okay, you wound up in second place. Big deal. If they get eliminated, you got eliminated in the first round. What's going on here? No, something's got to change if it happens. But even if they don't, and let's just say that by some miracle, and yes, I am calling it a miracle right now, we beat Columbus, then we're going to face what? Probably Miami. I don't think Miami is going to be beaten by Nashville in Miami.
Yeah.
And even if we get past them, because we rise up against Miami, then Philly for sure is going to be waiting for us. So I just, and again, I'll say it again. I said this team would not make a deep run if the inconsistency continued to show up. And today, the inconsistency showed up.
Not a single FCC player tonight had, not that FOTMOB ratings matter that much, but not a single FC Cincinnati player had a FOTMOB rating of above 6.5 tonight.
I'm not surprised.
7 is considered like good.
Yeah, you showed up. Thanks for playing. Yeah, I think for me, the question is, I'm not so worried about the future. I just think that this is the wrong animal to play with. I think Columbus is a team that I don't have confidence going into the match. I do have confidence that we will see a different energy coming into that match. But we've seen it when we play games at home, sometimes that pressure starts building, even in regular season matches, right? So the longer that Columbus is in that match, or if Columbus were to jump out and get a lead. So this is the first 15 minutes of the match on Saturday is going to define the entire game. If FC Cincinnati can't put on pressure and not just take shots from outside of the box to pad the stat, like really hunt after goal scoring opportunities, may not be bagging them, but at least putting a lot of pressure on their back line, making them chase goes for the rest of the match. I think we could easily be walking out of there with a loss. And that's, like you said, it's completely inexcusable, to be honest. I mean, you cannot, as a franchise, just keep pulling this will. And I think they've admitted it themselves. Chris Albright said it himself that, FC Cincinnati, it's great that we have the financial backing, but there are championship windows, and those windows aren't always going to be there. And you can't keep spending like you are in championship windows, right? And we just keep spending and spending and spending.
And I got to tell you, even though Lindner is the owner, Meg Whitman is one of the big time investors in the club. I don't know her personally, but I've heard her speak live. We studied her a lot when I did my MBA. This is a person that wants results.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to invest time and money, but I'm going to want to see a return. Now, again, I don't know what her mentality is relative to the club. And maybe all she wants is just a return on investment and she's happy with it. And okay. But knowing what I know about her, it's probably okay. But I'd also like to be a winner. Yeah, the return on my 150 million, that's nice. It's growing. Keep it up. But I'd like to see a championship too, guys, in which case my investment goes up even more.
Patrick, with man, that sucked to watch. We agree with you.
Yes.
FC Bittlinger talks about the killer attitude after fight. 100% agree. I mean, that's been my, like we just mentioned, it's just been my bugaboo all season. Like, why are we struggling with so many hard to deal with?
I'm not a sports psychologist, so I don't know, but we're all seeing it, right? We're all seeing it. It's okay. Where is?
Yeah.
It's like, where is that? We got it. And I know Pat says this, and the player says this as well. Even though every game is different, we all kind of approach it the same way. Well, if that's the way you do it, then maybe that's the problem, because there are games that you do not approach the same way, especially when you're playing Columbus. It's like, okay, maybe the tactics are the same, but you know what? There's a different switch we have to turn on to play these guys.
We got Jeff Tebbets live from Columbus, I believe.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
loud and clear, but
we just left the stadium. We're walking back to our vehicles. Hopefully they're in a better condition than FCC is at this point of the evening. I mean, whether it's 1-0 or 4-0, it doesn't really matter in the books. So you just have to be the goldfish tonight,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Tell us, Jeff. You were up there in the press box, and I assume you just got done wrapping up with Pat Noonan. What was Pat's thoughts on the match?
I mean, you have to be controlled in terms of your reaction to it. It's obviously, you lose confidence, but you have to keep composure best that you can. I think he's ready to move on and just forget about it. Be that type of coach that he knows what to do. And when you get a red card, sometimes you just, you get a red card. It's hard to recover from that. I think he realizes that. I think the team realizes that now. What happens in match 3, that's to be determined. I mean, I think Evander's now got 2 yellow cards, so I don't think he can get a third, or else that puts him at risk if they do get through this round. So
yep, it would.
It's just something you got to hold your breath and recover for Saturday's game.
Did Pat mention anybody who might be back next week that maybe was taking a knock but was just only sitting out this week as a precaution?
Definitely Nick came up in the conversation. I have to look again at the recording and the transcript, but it sounded more precautionary than anything. And if you need to hold somebody back, game 2 is a better thing if you're up 1-0. I mean, if you push him out there and he gets injured again and you don't have him for game 3, then that's a bigger risk. So,
right.
Or at least that's my the way I would handle it.
So Jeff, I mean, from where we were watching the game on TV, the team just seemed to be uninspired, no intensity, no passion, no imagination. But that's on TV. I mean, from where you were standing or sitting, is that what it looked like, or what did you see?
I mean, they were definitely on their back foot to start this game. I mean, a little bit of inspired work from Yu Yakubo early, before his yellow card sort of set him back. And it felt like this team was on their back foot because of the pressure. I mean, I think the crew knew they had to get possession and just control this from the tip. And it didn't help that it felt like the team forgot their spikes. I mean, they were slipping and sliding in the back there in the first half, and that led immediately to the first goal. And it didn't seem to help with the red card. I mean, it felt like they had forgotten their shoes, honestly.
Jeff, from from what you saw in the match, I just want you. I mean, you've obviously watched FC Cincinnati quite a bit. Do you think that this is a continuation of a problem the way the match started, or do you think that this is kind of an isolated situation playing a hostile rival on the road? It is kind of the lack of urgency in that first 15 minutes. Is that kind of a symptom of the way we manage the games?
I think for this game, yes. I mean, it was difficult. You're giving up the first goal, giving up the red card. You sort of have to play defensively the rest of the game. But the fact that they only got one shot, and I think they credited Teenage Adebi early on for that one shot.
Yeah.
You could say that they might have caught a lucky glimpse if that own goal from Moreira goes in, or the Olympico goes in straight after that. So it did feel like this offense had a little bit of an uninspired blip there. And if you're a really strong coach, a strong coaching system, you're going to be able to get that out of them in game 3. If not, then you've got a lot of trouble coming into the 2006 season, 2026 season. I'm sorry.
26, yeah.
Absolutely.
We understood.
And uniquely to this rivalry, right? Going and giving a team like the Columbus Crew confidence going into game 3 is something we don't want to do. And it felt like FC Cincinnati's strategy of maybe not rolling out players early, maybe dealing with knocks and stuff like that. Would you estimate that as an ill-conceived idea?
It's hard to really think of what to think of. I mean, you can see last year and said we gave New York City a more leash than we could handle, and we weren't ready in game 3. But the past is the past, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The good thing about this is I feel that we have a better idea of what TQL Stadium is for this team, and we should be able to understand our crowd, our pitch, our just general vibe of the location. But this is TQL Stadium, and they haven't played great at home. So
No,
it's right now. To me, it is a coin flip. That's all I can really call it. I think that they can get this around, but they're going to have to get a full team effort to get it around.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still not confident, even if they get through this next weekend, that we're probably going to face Miami if we get through. And
Be careful. We thought that last year. Miami then lost in game 3.
I know,
we lost
I know,
in game 3.
Columbus lost in game 3.
Jose, you've got to be smarter than that, man. Come on. We don't work with what could happen, but what will
here's
happen.
Here's the thing about Miami. I mean, Messi's going to be pissed that they shackled him. In Miami, they're going to have a whole different environment. They're going to have a whole different demeanor.
If you are Evander, aren't you just as pissed that you were shackled by this Columbus squad? I mean, if you are a superstar and you are MVP caliber, you don't let this slide. You come out the next game hungrier and demanding more performance.
You should, but we haven't played well in general at TQL, and you guys have heard me say this over and over. The inconsistency of this team is what worries me, because we have not been consistent.
Yeah, I would like to see Evander go into game 3 with that kind of energy and not quite picking up a yellow card toward the end of this match.
Yeah,
that was definitely uncharacteristic from Evander. We've seen him have a little bit of flair at points in the season, but definitely.
Unfortunately for Evander, this isn't time for flair. This is time for putting on your big boy pants. Yeah. And scoring or leading, giving your assists to your teammates when you really need it. Yep. You're not going to get extra points to get you into the next round. You're going to have to get you're going to have to score and score often against this Crew team, or else we're going to be golfing again early this season.
Against any team. I mean, again, the next rounds are also going to be teams that are high scoring. So
yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to let you gripe a little bit more. I'm going to be picked up pretty soon.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in. And, hang in there. This team is obviously, smarting from what happened. But Columbus was smarting going out of game 1, and they've come back with a fire. Both teams are going to have to show that fire in game 3.
Yep.
It's going to be a dogfight.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Be safe getting home.
All right, get home safe. And this was a bad overall day for Cincinnati. Bad weekend for Cincinnati in general.
Really?
So
you think?
drink some water, get some good sleep, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Plenty of water here.
All right.
See you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, to recap that, I think it was it started off with Xavier women's team. They got shellacked in their season finale against Georgetown. Then, of course, UC losing that game day matchup, that hyped matchup against Utah. And then you have the Bengals laying an egg against Chicago today. Jose, were you upset about that result?
No.
I think Jose.
No, but I live in
the
Cincinnati, and it's like, oh well, more of the same here. Okay, I'm like this time at the hand of my Bears, who also suck, but hey, at least we sucked less.
That was the most Bengals way to lose that game.
That was pretty rough.
The number of times I've seen the Bengals lose a game in exactly that way throughout my lifetime.
So yeah, my wife doesn't follow sport except soccer because I talk a lot about it. But the other day when they lost against the Jets, I said, hey, you know what? The Bengals scored 38 points yesterday. I said, really? Yeah, against the winless Jets. And I said, correction, against the once. And she goes, what?
Once
they scored 38 and they lost 39-38.
All right. Well, it comes to this part of the show where we really, you guys got to get your skipper hats on here. Okay. How do we correct this going into game 3? I'm going to start off. I'm going to say, let's at least have 10 field players out there. And Kubo won't be available. So for me personally, I'm happy about that. I love Kubo. I think Kubo's a great utility player. I think he's a player that definitely has been a super sub in FC Cincinnati, and I would like him to remain a super sub. So if we are just dealing with a ridiculous wingback problem where we have tons of injuries, then that's where I at least want to see Orishano making the pitch. I know Ingle has had a phenomenal few games. I would love to have seen, however, we could have, Ingle could have played center back tonight rather than Elvis Powell. There was options there, and I'd like to see Pat Noonan correct those. I think obviously you don't change anything with the front three. Midfield, it seems pretty solid. You could go with Bina Nwobodo instead of Gidi. But for me, the story is what we do at wingback, and we have to put in a player that is going to consistently play tough, rugged defense. If we're going to have Ender on the other side, I would like to see Ingle. But if we are making adjustments there, maybe playing Powell out at wingback, then I would love to see Orishano. So I think there's, unfortunately, with all the star power and all the might that we have, I don't think there are great ways to adjust. What about you, Jason?
I agree. Hopefully Hagelin is back, and that solves a lot of the situation on the back line. Hopefully Miazga's back. Not super confident that that's going to happen.
So,
and hopefully Engel is back. If you can get those guys healthy and ready to play 85 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever, I just want to see this team come out with the kind of fire they did in the first game. In the first game against Columbus, they looked good. I mean, they were taking it to the crew. They were pressing. You had the trio of Denke and Brenner and Evander all looked like they were kind of on the same page. We need that. We're going to need that next weekend. We're going to need that throughout the playoffs if we win next weekend. And that's what I want to see. I want to see a team that is aggressive. No more like timid soccer. I want to see a team that comes out and plays like a team that paid $28 million to score 30 some goals this year. So,
Jose?
I mean, for me, obviously, if we don't have Engel, Matt, and Hags, well, it's a problem. And yeah, you throw in Luca Orellano in there. I mean, if Pat is saying he's ready to go, then okay, you got to throw in everything this next weekend. I mean, this is it. It's do or die. So throw in Luca in there. And if he gets hurt, okay, well, you're rolling the dice now. I mean, you cannot. We don't have any options on right side or the left side for that matter. Although we do have Ender, and he seemed a little lost today, though. But again, I think there was something in the midfield that wasn't working. I would continue putting Giddy in, but I want to see the Giddy from last game, where he was both disrupting and creating. This time, he seemed to be overrun. I don't know what was going on there. And if Pat sees that still in training, then maybe you start with either an Anunga or an Obi to hold the line. And then, it's depending on how the game goes, then maybe you put in Giddy later. So that's kind of my thing. But at the end of the day, it's going to be more of a psychological thing here with Pat. Get them back on their feet. And the leaders of the team are going to have to step up too, including Matt. Even if he doesn't play, Matt's going to have to get in their faces and do, hey, that was unacceptable, guys. We're way better than that. So it's going to be a combination of the leaders on the team on the pitch and also the coaching staff to get this team mentally ready and take it to the crew from the beginning. Otherwise, I just don't see how they get out of the game with a win.
Man, Denny Bouanga, not for nothing, Denny Bouanga just broke a guy's ankles in their game against Austin. LAFC is up 3-0 at Austin right now.
Yeah.
We're Austin, man. That was I watched that first match. That was the most painful thing to Austin can do nothing offensively. They lost Vasquez, I believe that was in May.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has been I think he is still their third leading scorer on the team, and it's not by much. It's like a couple of goals.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it? That Austin and St. Louis, they came out of the gate like big time, and then they've kind of gone downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's been several teams like that. I know Nashville before their performance, they were slipping quite a bit, and you had it's been a weird year. I mean, MLS is always it's an incredibly weird. Yeah. Hey, but at least for
it's the best league in the world.
Exactly.
It's just so friggin' weird.
It's so great. At least for FC Cincinnati fans, we can all I know tonight was pretty rough, but we could at least take out this weekend some enjoyment of Lou City losing their opening match in USL Championship playoffs. That was pretty funny. They losing to Detroit City FC. It's no fair consolation, but at least we can walk out laughing about that. It's just FC Cincinnati's got to figure this thing out. We cannot continue to be the paper tiger where we look great on paper. We've had results, and then every single time we get in these situations, we just lay an egg. We were fortunate, even in 2023, we were fortunate to even get into that match against. If Token doesn't clear the crossbar in that match, then we're going to a game 3 against Red Bull. That was dead. I mean, that was dead in the water, but Tolkien completely missed his frame, and we were able to walk out of Red Bull Stadium alive. So we just have to rise up and punch somebody in the nose for once, and hopefully there's no better time than when playing the crew, and a crew that is not the giant that they were tonight. Let's just remember that this is a bad crew team. They've had a lot of problems this year. They're missing quite a few players. They haven't resolved their scoring. They've had good scoring matches this season, but I think they were on, before tonight's match, they were on a 6-7 games where they had only scored 1 goal. It was pretty pathetic. So,
well, maybe they blew their wad on.
Maybe so.
I don't know. I mean, what I saw today from FCC reminded me a little bit. It's it's a different comparison of the Mexican national men's team in the 1970s. We were the giant. Everybody bowed down to us. We're here. Just we're going to the World Cup. You shouldn't even try to play against us. We're going to beat you. And those 70s and 80s teams were so bad that they missed several World Cups because the other teams came to play street ball. Yeah. I mean, it was a brawl. Says, okay, we can't match you in skills. And I'm not saying that's the case of Columbus, by the way. Columbus has very good players. But today it just seemed like FCC was like, I don't know, waiting for what? You won the first game. you still have to win this second game. And Columbus showed you how to do it.
Nooney on Twitter says he's a Crew fan, bought tickets, and he's going to drive in for next weekend's game. He can't wait. Always a good time and atmosphere at TQL. Best of luck. Winner takes all. I wish you the safest of travels.
Yes.
Both to and from. I also hope you have a terrible time.
Absolute misery.
During the game, you mean? During the game.
During the game.
Yeah,
during the game.
during
Those
the game.
90 minutes, however many minutes. I hope it's awful for you.
Yeah.
But, to and from and your time in Cincinnati, I hope it's great. It says that's completely fair.
Well, thank you
All
for
right,
coming here.
Yeah, thank you for coming to our therapy session. After that, again,
That too.
FC Cincinnati fall to the Columbus Crew 4-0. Return fixtures this Saturday at noon. Not gonna be the best of situations, but we'll see how FC Cincinnati can pull it through. Thanks for joining us on this impromptu episode. Again, every one of our podcasts can be found. This is going to be just special for social media, but all of our other podcasts can be found on anywhere you get your podcasts. We have good written coverage over on our website at CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com. We have, of course, great sponsors with Apollo Home and Beyond Exercise that have been able to support this entire organization, help a lot of people develop their careers in sports journalism. So we couldn't be more thankful to them and each of you that listen and participate in shows like this. Jason, do you want to give us some final thoughts?
My final thought is we're not out of it yet. As doom and gloom as I am tonight, and as doom and gloom as I'm probably going to be for the next 48 hours, we're still not out of it yet. There's another 90 minutes to play, and we do have a team that can surprise us, and they're more than capable of going all the way. Just hope, fingers crossed, that next week we're all in a lot better mood than we are tonight.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for coming on tonight, man. Jose.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're all down on this. We were not happy with the performance. It was a very, I'm going to say this, very mediocre performance on the pitch. This team is capable of way, way more. Credit to Columbus that they knew how to take it to us. They knew how to press us, how to overwhelm our midfield and backline. So credit to them. But, we have a better team than what was on the pitch. Not just on paper, but we've seen them play at a very, very high level against very, very good teams. So now the question is, can they regroup? Can Pat, the coaching staff, and the players and the leaders on this team regroup to get them ready mentally? Because it's going to be more of a mentality now. Get them ready for this Saturday. Say, this is a dogfight. It's on our turf. We're capable of doing this, but we have to deliver. I mean, the money has been invested in the team. It's time to deliver.
Thank you, Jose. Thanks for coming on tonight. And I'm going to make a challenge, not to the players or the coaches. I'm going to challenge the fans. As miserable as some of these matches have been and how frustrating it is at times for us to not score goals or finish opportunities, I'm going to challenge the fans to show up on Saturday at noon and don't waver. I don't want to see any, sighs or watching the clocks and stuff like that. I mean, we need to be completely behind this team. This team clearly fractures a little bit under pressure. So let's not be the ones providing that pressure. Let's be completely behind our boys. And hopefully we can come away with a win and move on to the next round. So for that, this is Justin Blair, Jason, and Jose from Cincinnati Soccer Talk. Thanking you guys. And hopefully we're up here next week celebrating the win. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.